In this lesson, we will be creating test cases for the application models we have built for our Flight GUI Windows presentation form application in the previous lesson. So let's go into IntelliJ. So this is basically the application model we have built so far. And now what I would like to do is I would like to make sure that I use here the application models in different test cases. So first thing I will do is I will create a new test case for UFT developer, and this will be my flight reservation test. So, and within this I will create all the different test cases. But before I go there, I need to understand how to best cut my application into pieces in order to get the maximum on reuses when it comes to the test objects and the maintenance. So what I can see here now is this is the login screen when I start the application. So I would create this as a separate function. Then once I'm logged in, I will create per screen. I will create a separate function in Java and then reuse it in a test case. So let's get started. I don't think I need, or maybe I need the application, so I will leave it open. So the first thing what I will do is I will say now let's create private void, and this will be my, first of all I need to start also the application. So this will be start app, and this throws basically also the general leanft exception. General leanft exception. So, and within this I can now do the code for starting the app. So what I need is first of all I need here the full path of the application, which is here. So let's say this will be here. So my application path, so let's say this is string AUT path, and I will paste it here. And so that's my application path. And now I would like to load my flight application. So let's say I define here, so there's a AUT, and here I can say this is my flight GUI app, and I will use the desktop object of the SDK and say launch AUT, and here I will enter the out path. So let's see, this is how I would start the application. So now as a first step, what I will do, I will just call here in the test start app and see if this is working. So let's run it. And if I'm able to start the application, let me close this one quickly. So it has started. Flight reservation is running. And this is my first component which I've created in order to be able to reuse it. So it says here basically that the AUT config JSON need to be created first, and this is what I need to do before I can start the app using the launch AUT method. So let's do that. So basically what I need to do is I need to go to the folder under Windows, so local app data, leanft config, and here I need to add a new file called autconfig.json, and the format of this file is described here. So I will just copy it, and within the allowed AUTs I will add the AUT which I would like to automate, and this is my flight app. So let me point to this. Okay, save the file and run it again. So test has started. Let's see if the AUT is able to start as well. And this time it started the app, which is good. So after adding the AUTs under the AUT configs here, I was able to start my application under test. Make sure you paste also the backslashes in the right format, otherwise it will not be recognized. So once you are able to start the app, you can continue to build the next reusable function, which in my case would be now the login function. So let's go here to private void login, and also this throws the same, throws general leanFT exception. And within this, I will now first generate the AUT. So, and herefore I need to define, let me minimize this, I need to define the AUT. So my AUT will be referred to my application model. So let's say flight GUI is my application model. So I'm referring to it and defining my application under test object here. So let's say this is, and then flight GUI, my variable, and I can say this will be a new flight GUI. So basically that would be it. And I need to add the exception to the method, and from this point on I can now go into my login and create here potentially, let me see, oh, I put it in the wrong area, so I need to put it directly in the class itself and make it private, so it's available only in the methods. So let's see, AUT, then we have dot, and here I can see my window for my flight application. This is exactly the one which is referred here on the very top. So you can see this is the whole code name. I could reduce it potentially here. So let's say this is flight window, and I will save it. And also again, if I go here, you see it has been renamed already, flight window, and I will look for the agent name field, set value, set text in this case will be John. I can potentially copy it here, and here I would be able to use the password edit field, password edit field, set text would be HP is the password, or I could even do the set secure, but I will leave it for now. And the last one is the login button. I think it's okay button. Click. So this will be now my login method, which I am going to use after the startup. So let's see and run the test. So it should now start the application and perform the login. So it has started and is now login is performed. So this looks good. Let's go back into UFT developer, and now with this approach I can now continue to design the whole application test here as a base test for now. So let's say the next would be enter flight details, throws general leanFT exception. So let me go here and say this will be the AUT flight GUI app window, then from city combo box, and I will select here the value, which is, let's say, Denver. What was it? It's Denver will be available, yeah, and the second one we go for Frankfurt. So the two city will be Frankfurt. So let me just copy it, and instead of from, I write to city box, and here is Frankfurt. Then as a next step, what I will do is I will select the date. So let's copy this date here. AUT flight GUI flight window. Okay, it disappeared. So it will be date picker, and I need to select the date of argument date. Okay, so before I can do this, I will need to define the date here. And this is done with simple date format. And let's say this is the short date. And we format it with new simple date format, and here I just enter the format of the date. It will be the date. Let's edit. This will be my date, and here I will make use of my short date parse, and here I write the date which I would like to have, and I go with 26th of February 2022. So this should be fine. This I will add to the description, and we have now set the date. And as a next step, what I need to do is select the economy class in the ticket and click on find flights. So again, AUT flight window, then tickets, number of ticket combo box dot select, and I will do here 1, and AUT dot class windows class combo box select will be business, and then AUT flight window find flights button dot click. Okay, so this is my enter flight details. Okay, and now I will add the next one, which is private void select flight, and this throws the same, throws general lean FT exception, AUT flight GUI flight window, and we have the flight table, this one, and I will select just the first one, select row, and this is just an arc, so I will write 1, and AUT flight window select flight button dot click, and then I have my select flight done. So this was exactly this, and now I can enter the name and order the ticket. And about the checkpoints and calculation, we will have a separate lesson. So for now we continue here and say this is select flight, and the last one will be now. Private void, we have enter passenger data, throws general lean FT exception, and AUT flight window We have passenger name field. This will be set text. Amir Khan. AUT. Flight window. Then we have the order button. Order button dot click. And once this is done, let me see how it appears. So Amir Khan. So once this exists, the confirmation, I will press on. So let's say verify. Or no, I will do it directly on the object itself. AUT flight GUI flight window confirmation dot verify or exist, and here I just do if give it 5 seconds. If this exists in 5 seconds, then I will press the AUT flight GUI flight window, the new search button dot click, and say order was booked. So I will do a reporter entry as well. Report event. Let's say this is order confirmation. Order was booked successfully. And I will add this also to the signature. Not sure what the issue here is. Let me check. Report event. It's not in this way, but here I have it. And I will add it to the signature. And if this is not the case in 5 seconds, then I will have an add. And this add will have the similar reporting event, but order confirmation was not booked. And instead of here we are passed, and on the next one we are failed. This is fine. And once I'm done, I will now create my last method, which would be then closing the app. So here I would now say private void close AUT, throws general lean FT exception, and let's say AUT dot flight window dot close. So that's it. And this one I can also now finally use here. And I'm done with my first basic test structure. So let's execute it and close the app, which is opened. So now it is being started. So app is started, login is performed. It is executing the date format. Here it looks like we have an issue. Let me quickly check what the issue was. VPF calendar. It cannot identify the VPF calendar. Let me make sure if this is available. So we have the date picker. And basically I would like the date picker to be highlighted. it is available. So this looks good. So what is the issue here? We cannot identify the VPF calendar object. So it could be that I have taken just a wrong object. This was the date picker calendar. Date picker calendar. So I think now it's better. Let's do it again. So test is started, login is performed, date is entered, and this looks much better. So now I was able to run the test, and at the end I receive also a result which shows me exactly what was the execution step by step, and this is fully documented. And at the end I was also able to track that the order was booked within 5 seconds. This is also here, and I have closed at the end. I've closed the window. So this looks good. This was the first way to build a basic test using our demo flight application. In the coming lesson we will learn about checkpoints, how you can get output values. Parameterization will be a topic. So this is just the first step to get started by building the different functions and then making use directly here in the test.